Hello everybody, it's Teresa Kitchens with Parkinson's Disease Nutrition. This is our last workshop for this series, and this very last video I'm going to do healthy snacks as opposed to the last video, which was just snack food. Because God knows we all like to snack, and especially being in social distancing and quarantine, we're snacking way too much. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make a date-based snack we call it a Parky ball. Basically, it is pretty much like an unbaked brownie. It's sweet and it's delicious. It has some good texture to it. And the really wonderful thing about this snack is that the dates are the base of this recipe. Dates are very, very high in polyphenols, which is an antioxidant. They are higher than most other fruits and vegetables. So they fight inflammation. Anything we can do to bring down some of that inflammation that our body is fighting, especially when we have something like Parkinson's disease or any other kind of issues that we're dealing with, is a really good thing. So this recipe you can get on our website, but we oh my goodness, we will email it to everybody that signed up for our workshop. So this is so amazing, so simple, and we're going to use our food processor. Everyone should have one of these. We went over this with our kitchen tools. The food processor is a great tool to blend things up, so you don't have to use your hands or a hand mixer. So what this recipe has is the whole base of this are dates. So this is what the dates look like if you're not familiar with them. Most people are familiar with them. These dates can be bought at any grocery store. Some dates still have the pits in them. These happen to be de-pitted, so that's even better. You don't have to worry about getting the seeds out. They're very sweet. They're a little bit sticky. So good. You can use dates to sweeten, oh my gosh, a multitude of recipes. They are such a good sugar alternative. Okay, so we have dates. Now for this recipe, you're going to want to soak your dates for at least an hour with some hot, preferably boiling water, or you can soak them for a couple hours in warm to hot water, because you want to soften those dates up so we can blend them down and make kind of a dough. So we have dates, we have coconut flakes. Coconut is really good for you, good in fiber. We have oats, which will be ground up like an oat flour. As we all know, oats are very, very healthy, so beneficial. Everything in this recipe is great. We have, this happens to be flax meal. So in this recipe, you can use almond flour or flax. It's so versatile. You can switch it out for whatever type of flour that you like. It needs to, all-purpose is not going to be one that you use, but you're going to use a flax or an almond. You can even use an oat flour. You'll just use more oats. So got flax. We have sunflower seeds. The great thing about this recipe, you can add any kind of seeds that you like. If you threw some pumpkin seeds in here, oh my gosh, you've just skyrocketed your nutrition. It's amazing. And then we have peanut butter. Peanut butter also works as a sweetener, but it's also very, very healthy, good protein. There's a multitude of nut butters. So this one is peanut butter spread. This is a nifty little packet. It's already proportioned out. We have almond butter, cashew butter. There are just so many nut butters out there. So whatever nut butter that you prefer, use that. I mean, use your imagination. This recipe is so versatile. You can use whatever nut butter you happen to have in your pantry. We have cinnamon. Cinnamon is an amazing spice. It adds some dimension to that base of this non-baked brownie that we call Parky ball. It's just a wonderful spice. It has a lot of nutritional value to it. I'd be happy to email you what that is if you would like. I'm not going to go into it on this workshop, but it takes a little bit of cinnamon. So, and then here it is. So these are some other little nut butters that I have sitting out here to remind myself that there are so many. This happens to be a walnut butter. So it comes in any type of seed or nut that you like. There's probably a spread for it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I have some other ingredients, but I will talk about those in just a minute. So you're gonna add your dates. I'm not gonna give you the amount because we can send that to you in the recipe, makes it a lot easier. So you're just gonna add your dates into your food processor. This is the base of your recipe. It's your sweetener, it's your thickener, it's great. And once again, super healthy with those polyphenols, which are antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. Okay, so we have our dates. These have been soaking in boiling water for over an hour, so they are softened down. They have a little bit of water in them, which is nice, which will help bring this dough together. Then we have, you just put everything in. There's no rhyme or reason to this. It's super easy. So you've got your coconut, we've got oats, we have our flax meal. Our recipe that we will be sending you is almond flour, but either or, it's both the same. We have sunflower seeds. Remember, you can add extra seeds or nuts into this recipe. It's great. We have some cinnamon. We have our nut butter. Just goes right in there. These little packets are perfect. So when they're on sale, they're kind of neat to get because it's just like one serving and it's right there. It makes a sandwich. It's great. So there's that. So before I mix this up, then I'm going to talk about these other ingredients. You can add cocoa powder, which I like to do because then it really does make it like a chocolate brownie. So we have cocoa powder. This is great. You're going to add a couple tablespoons. It's in the recipe. You can also add chocolate chips, which will break down when you do the food processing, which is really nice. These are Trader Joe's. These are vegan, which are amazing because they're semi-sweet. A lot of times semi-sweet or milk chocolates, hence milk, they have a dairy byproduct in them or actual milk in them. These happen to be vegan, so, and they're very, very inexpensive. So you can add, you know, a couple of chocolate chips into that, or as many as you like actually. I'm going to use chips instead of the cocoa. If I were to use this cocoa, I would use a couple tablespoons. We're going to add our chips. That's it. And that's it. I'm going to blend this up. It's going to come together. I will show you. And then that's going to make this really, really sweet, delicious, wholesome snack. Okay? So I'm going to put my food processor together here. And I'm going to turn my microphone off for a minute. Okay, so I started grinding this up in my food processor. So what you're going to have to do is you might have to stir it a little bit to kind of push it away from the, oh, I'm sorry. It happens in our kitchen too. You know, stuff falls apart. Okay, so you're going to kind of push it away from the blade in the bottom so the ingredients mix really well. And as you mix it, you'll see the oats in it, the seeds, the chocolate chips, which is really good. It adds some texture to it. And when you make this recipe, it does need to be a little bit moist, which is what your dates are going to bring to it. But if you find when you put this in your food processor, if it's too dry, so it's not going to stick together like a brownie, you're going to add a little bit of moisture, and what you're going to do for that is you can just add a couple drops of water to it. And you're just going to sprinkle a little bit at a time. It will bind this together and allow it to be more of a dough, which is what you want. So this looks really good. I'm going to blend it one more time. I'm going to turn my microphone off for a second, and then I will show you the finished product. Okay, so that's it. That's how simple it is. Great thing about using a food processor is that all of these parts can go in your dishwasher. So you take it apart, stick it in the dishwasher, you're done. Okay, so what this dough looks like when it comes together is simply that. It is a dough. So it's a little bit moist. It has all these wonderful ingredients, and I'm going to go ahead and touch it with my hand because I'm not serving this to anybody. And then you can make it into a truffle-like ball. You can roll this in cocoa. You can roll this in shredded coconut or ground up nuts. It's really good. And this is it. So it's like a very soft brownie. It's delicious. This happens to have the chocolate in it, so it's going to be chocolatey. And you can also put this in a brownie pan, flatten it out, and then let it sit, like an hour or so. It's going to firm up a little bit. And then you will just cut it like a brownie. There we go. That's how you'll eat it. It's delicious. We hope that you enjoy these. They are really, really good. Remember, you can add so many ingredients. I have some more ingredients over here that I actually didn't go over. So I have some raisins. These are really good to add. So I have some raisins. I have some pecans. Amazing. Actually, in our recipe that we're going to send you, we actually do add raisins into our recipe. But some people aren't raisin fans. It's up to you. You can add craisins. You can add dried cherries, dried apricots. Oh my gosh, it's endless. We have these cashews. These are salted. These are great. We're going to add a little bit of saltiness into that. This is our coconut flakes that we added, but you can even buy some shredded coconut and to put on top of this once it's done, and it's really good. So those are the ingredients for this. Oh, here's the cranberries, the craisins that I was talking about. These are Trader Joe's. You can add any dried fruit. Just, use your imagination and what you like to eat. So that's going to wrap up this snack, and we hope that you enjoyed our workshop. Thank you for joining us. Please email us for any questions that you have or any other information that you might like. We will be, happy to send you all of that, all the information that we have. Take care, stay healthy, and we will see you again. Thank you. Have a really good rest of your day.